All right, let's hop into our rapid speed run day 2. Get the white pieces this time. We have a rating. Looks like we are starting out the speed run around 690, almost 700 points. We get another Queen's Gambit accepted. You can see if I win, I gain 89 rating points, and if I lose 88. So still very volatile ratings. So it'll take a bit for that to get settled. This is main line, playing a4 to introduce weaknesses into the pawn structure, and then we hop out and attack with the knight. A common mistake here would be to play a6. I could then take, because if he takes back, I would win the rook. He guards with the queen though, which also I believe is incorrect. Just trying to remember why. I don't remember if I think I hop the knight out here, and then I can potentially win a tempo on the queen, which he is allowing. Let me try and remember here though. If I go there, where can he move the queen? Or I could just finish development. If I push the pawn, he can just go there. I don't think that's any good for me. An interesting idea, if I push the pawn there, what if I bring my rook up? Then maybe he develops. Yeah, I don't think. Actually, if he develops, then I win the bishop. That looks kind of good. So there, rook up. I guess he can take back. And then I'm not threatening much. So let's attack the queen. Yeah, and now the bishop hangs. I will be giving back that pawn, but up a piece should have a very good position here. If he takes there, I even have bishop takes defended by the knight to attack the queen, and then I'm gonna win that pawn, and he'll no longer be able to castle. So this is already looking really bad for KCKHRD. Also threatening royal fork. Could also do that to line up a discovered attack. That might actually be best. Lots of good options. That's one good option. I'm wondering if that's even better. I guess then he can just develop his knight. So let's do this, and we'll set up a check in what should be hopefully checkmate pretty quick. All right, let's play check. Play here, eyeing that square. Okay, that's a pretty good move. If I take, if he takes with the knight, I can pick the knight back up. But then I guess his queen would be able to take there. Maybe I haven't played this the best. I'm still definitely winning. I can't move my knight because my queen is pinned to my knight. If I just go here, if he takes, I can check and then win the knight back, so I'm not actually losing material. So probably let's just do this. Yeah, no, you'd use too much time here. That would be checkmate, except for the knight guards, so I'll actually probably pick up the rook here if the knight blocks checkmate. If he moves to the side, I'll be able to pick up the rook. Actually, if he moves to the side, do I just have checkmate a different way? Okay. So I could take the rook, but then he gets my knight, or I could take the knight, which also defends my knight, which is probably the better move, and then his rook stays trapped. So that's a good catch there. I almost just auto took the rook, but actually better to take the knight in this situation. And I'm up a piece. Okay, he plays check. It actually might be best just to move my king. I could obviously block, give up that, but then he attacks my rook. I actually think I'm just gonna move my king over. He doesn't have enough pieces developed to do a whole lot. Just the queen is not gonna be enough. All right, I can take the rook. Let me see if I have anything better here. I can go check. If he moves back. I think we just want to take the rook here. He can take that now. Okay, that's free and with a check. Now I can take this with the check. And we should have checkmate pretty soon here. Queen there, is that checkmate? Yes, it is. The pawn taking away the, oh, nope, it's not because the knight defends. What about that? It's almost checkmate. You can either go there or you can block with the knight. Could also just do that. Or this, even better. Let's get another piece involved. So here, I'm gonna move the rook there. That is checkmate, except for he can take with the knight, but once he takes with the knight, he'll no longer be defending this square, and then that's going to be checkmate. So that's kind of a nice tactic. I'm sacrificing the rook, but the point is that I am checkmating the king because the knight was no longer defending that square. Awesome, so I think that was a pretty good game. Be interesting to see what they reward that rook sacrifice with. Probably just a great move. It looks like it probably is. So 92.2%, that's a pretty good accuracy. Let's see what went well. So this is all kind of automatic. This is theory I've memorized. Attack. And then yeah, so this is already a mistake. It already gives me a winning advantage. Yep, so that was the best move. And then here I've drawn my arrows. It kind of shows the threats. Yeah, that is best to attack the queen there. And at this point he steps away and I pick up the bishop. So here, okay, that's good. That's good. That's also good. And then, okay, this was not the best move. It was still good though. What would have been the best move? Okay, it just wanted me to castle, just give up the knight. Yeah, because moving here doesn't change a whole lot. He still takes there. I still have that to pick the bishop back up, so that makes sense. And then, nice, it shows the threats there. Blocks with the queen, and then, yeah, this was a good detail. Picking up the knight's actually better than taking the rook because that defends my knight, and that rook's still trapped. It's not going anywhere. That's a mistake. This was another interesting move. The more natural move would probably be to block with the bishop, but then that hangs the pawn and my rook's under attack. So looks like it did just find king f1 to be good. What would have been the best move? Okay, it actually does like blocking. I'm actually just going to play that line out a little bit. If he then goes there, at this point, I play check, king c8, and check, knight blocks, and well, that's checkmate, and that's also almost checkmate. So okay, that would have been a hard sequence to find, but let's jump back to the review. Okay, take the rook, take the pawn, take that, and then okay, it just gives best move is to sacrifice the rook. I think that's a good find, but apparently not good enough for a brilliant move. So we'll keep looking for our first brilliant move this speed run. But there's checkmate. Thanks for joining for day 2.